Good morning, everyone. So I think if you watched yesterday, I spoke to one of the fabulous ladies who was also part of the book Boss Up, Women Who Boss Up. And so I just got to say, when you are the queen of grants, Dr. Tonya, you are also part of Women Who Boss Up. And I said yesterday, I had this amazing experience. I don't think I've really stopped talking about it. In fact, I was just in a meeting at 9 this morning. I was telling my client all about you fabulous women. So I just have not stopped talking about this group of women who wrote this book, women, international women of color, women who boss up. And I can't stop talking about you all because you just made such a mark on my life. Just the conversation, the sisterhood amongst you all that was so apparent. So I said to you all, you were all on my screen, please, I begged you all. I said I would stalk you all, that I wanted each of you to come on so I could just have some special selfish time with you all. And Dr. Tonya Blackmon, she is the AKA Queen of Grants. And I mean, right now, coming off it, I don't even know if we can say yet, coming off a year of a pandemic, but you, that in itself is such a sought after, inspirational kind of thing that we all need. But you're a global speaker, a businesswoman who helps find funding. I mean, I just want you on my speed dial. You're the author, a 3-time best-selling author. What haven't you done? CEO, Conglomerate Empowerment, the board member of Sassy Carmen Foundation. You help clients build 6-figure businesses to new heights. I mean, welcome. I could go on and on with this lengthy bio. The best part is I always ask my guests, give me 3 questions. And you just said I'm an open book. So we're going to have some fun with that.
Yes.
But, what did I miss in your bio? Who are, tell us a little bit about you.
I love, 2 things about me. I love to travel, period. Love traveling. And
are you back doing it now? Are you back?
I'm going to be honest, we never stopped. We just used precautions. So
good for you.
Yeah, we never stopped. So I'm from South Carolina. So at that time when the pandemic hit, shortly after that, my mom was really ill. So we had to drive back and forth from Vegas to South Carolina to see her and what have you. And then unfortunately she died over a year ago. So because of that, I continued to travel. And then so number 1, I love to travel. And number 2, I love being a grandmother. I just absolutely love.
They gotta love you.
I have 3 grandchildren, so I'm a big family person. I believe in family and, beyond, anybody's imagination. So if I can travel and have my family, then that's what's important to me.
Right. It really is. And I mean, for some people, it took a pandemic to make those realizations. And I like to say, what's the good out of this past year and a half? And for a lot of people, the realization of I don't need much,
Right.
I need my family, I need my friends. I really just don't need things. And I think that, I always look for the good. And so if that's the good, my kids don't live near me. And so I'm so excited. I've started, we were together a lot during the pandemic, but now I'm starting to travel to their fabulous cities.
Oh, wow. That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm with you. If they could make me, I say, could you please make me a mother-in-law? that first.
Yes, yes.
And I know they don't watch me, so I'm not in any amount of trouble right now. They don't ever watch this, but yes, if they could make me a mother-in-law, that would make me happy. And then a grandmother. I'm ready. I'm ready for that. But the good news is I get to be a great aunt soon, so I'll take that.
Yes, all of those roles matter.
All
Definitely.
those are fabulous. So, we definitely can talk about Boss Up, but I mean, that's just one of the, I'd say that's just one of the things about you. I always say people are like Post-it notes. They have lots of layers and peel off. But what's your day to day? I mean, you have so many things going on. So when you wake up in the morning, what are you doing? What's your day to day?
Well, before I go to bed, I always know what my schedule is going to be like the next day. So I've already prepared for that morning before I get up.
Mm-hmm.
So every morning when I get up, it's normally between 5 and 6 every morning I get up, and then I pause. I don't get right out of bed, and I say a prayer, and I whatever gratitude I'm gonna do or whatever, and then I'm just silent for a good maybe 15, 20 minutes. I'm just silent. And then after that, I'm a big foodie, so I love cooking. So I still do most of my cooking. So I get up and I'll cook a couple of meals, breakfast, and then maybe dinner. And then I start my day probably about 9-ish. I'll start work. And now I've been putting in some exercise. So exercise for me is dance, YouTube dancing.
Really? Is
Yes.
that something that came about during the pandemic, or was that?
Well, before the pandemic, I had lost like all this weight, like maybe I think it was 15 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was on this great regimen. I would get up in the morning, I would pray, I would work out, and then I would cook, and then I would start work. But as time grew on with my mom, I just stopped working and I replaced it with eating more.
I think women do. Well, I don't want to say men don't do that, but I do think that women as caregivers, we go into caregiving mode.
Yes.
And it's not self-care, it's caregiving. And we all can kid. I'm recently trying to lose, I'm almost to my weight of COVID, where COVID started.
That's what I want to.
Yeah, I know. And I keep in my mind give yourself a break. I just sort of, I don't want to say let myself go, but it's just, we were busy,
Yes.
and, taking care of yourself is a lot of work.
Yes, it is.
I find taking care of others is not. I mean,
no, it's just easier. I agree with you on that. And I'm guilty of that. If someone was to ask me what my true addiction was, I really had an addiction to just being a nurturer and caring for everybody besides me. So over the last, I'm going to say maybe 10 years, I've been better at it. But what I'm learning is that during crisis, I have to work even more at it.
Yes.
So once my mom passed away, and once the hurt will always be there. But once my mom passed away, I had to take a look in the mirror and say, hey, look, you have people that are depending on you to pay them their paychecks. You have people on you that's depending on you to be there for them. So you have got to make sure you're healthy on the inside and the outside. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to do what I'm doing now, which is just try to work out at least 20 minutes every day, however it may be. No matter what it is.
I think that's smart, because I think that when we set unattainable, we go in with what appears to be attainable, but if we don't make it attainable goals, we falter from it. I know, I always laugh as a publicist, January is the join the gym, start your diet. And then I feel guilty because mid-February, then we do the story of, have you fallen off your diet? Have you, and we do that, and we do it to ourselves. It's not a very healthy, way, but we're really great at helping others. We're just not great at helping ourselves.
That's right.
And so we have to, I think we have to do that as women in business. One thing I know, I have a really good friend, and I feel badly because she texted me yesterday. She was like, please walk with me. today. And I said, oh my God, I'd love to, but I have 2 really early morning meetings today. But we try and make ourselves, you know, looking out for each other. And
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do.
yeah. So, tell me a little bit about the work that you do with people. And
Sure. Right now, so I'm always helping people. Most of the people come to me for grants, but then I have another maybe 25% of the people that come to me because they want small business development. And I have 2 clients. Her name is, one of them's name is Tiffany. Tiffany started a phlebotomy school.
What
She
is that?
actually,
I don't know what
it's
that is.
I call it, I was a vampire in the Navy. So what
Okay.
it is the people that draw your blood. She started
Oh,
a nationally certified phlebotomy school, and it's
wow.
mobile. So right now what we're doing is we're helping her book those classes so that she could go out and help people either gain another career or do something that's going to make them earn more money, because phlebotomists really do make, I think it make a good salary versus probably
Mhm.
working at,
It,
a
and it
different.
seems very niche. Like there's probably not a lot of people doing that.
Yes, and she's been
Yeah.
extremely successful at it. So that's one of the things that we do. And then I have another client that started a home health aid agency out of Florida, where it's a companion service.
Okay.
So that's what we do. We help people take their ideas out of their heads, out of their hearts. We actually write it out on paper for them because so many people never do a business plan. We help them create that business plan. And then if there's funding available for them, we'll find some funding and we'll aggressively go after that funding also. So a small business development, and then also all things grants.
So it's interesting in Detroit, we've been very lucky. Detroit has been an incredible city with things like Motor City Match. A lot of people, small businesses are very familiar. I'm thrilled. I just signed a client, and one of the ways they're going to utilize their Motor City Match is to pay for marketing and public relations services. And she's this incredible entrepreneur, businesswoman. I'm just so thrilled to start working with her. She's, you can just feel the power of excitement in her. We've been really lucky with a lot of business development people in the city who are looking at small businesses and the development of giving money and grants. Are you finding that this is how, I guess, like corporate America is helping? And I'd hate to think that in a year and a half of the pandemic, some of that's gone away, because, that seems to be how we grow small businesses.
It really is. And there has been an increase in the amount of funds that are available for businesses across the board. And when I think of the pandemic, I think of the Great Depression era. I think about all the things that different people went through during that time. And if you go back and you do some research in that, you'll find that's also a time where there was a whole lot of like new developments. And I believe that's what we're going through now. So if there's someone that's sitting on an idea, now's the time to do it, because funding is available at the corporate level. It's available also at the federal level. And I'm finding people are doing things that they never thought they would do. And that's one of the reasons why I brought up Tiffany and also Brittany's, those 2 people, because they're both people that are under 30 years old with these business models that has the potential to earn 10K months for them, which I believe is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love that you're saying that, because I think that you're right. This is the time to do it. And I think people get afraid, but you have to take your idea and you have to say that, part of it is not just having the idea, it's how am I going to fund it? Where am I going to get the money? How, who's going to help me get the money? Where do I go? And I like that you're saying, like, go get it, find it. Don't just sit on your idea. Oh, I wish I have this idea, but I can't do it because I can't get the money. And I think that people were used to, well, the bank won't give me money. No, probably not. It's not the bank anymore. And one of the things I think people aren't aware of are when there's a large corporation and they set up these grants, they have to give the money away every year.
Yes, that's right.
And
That's the purpose.
I think that's the key to telling people who are in a startup, go find the money, because the money has to be given away. So, one, I definitely want to turn people onto your website, which is drtonyab.com. And it's in the link today for sure. What do you think the best way, you're sitting in Detroit, you're sitting in Las Vegas where you are, or around the country, and you say, I have an idea, what do you Google? Funding, grants, what does this entrepreneur or, this stay-at-home mom who's like, everybody thinks they need to go on Shark Tank. God bless Shark Tank. I know, but not everybody's going to get on Shark Tank.
No, that's right. I've never been on Shark Tank, so everybody doesn't get on Shark Tank. So,
right.
So a person that's at home, they could be a stay-at-home mom, and that's a population of people that I love working with. I love working with people who think that they can't do anything, because I know that's a lie.
Right.
The first thing I tell them to do is to get a sheet of paper, a blank sheet of paper, and then write it down.
Okay.
What is your idea? Who are your customers, and how much money do you want to charge? Just out of your mind, just write it down. And then after that, whatever state you live in, I love showing people how to get grants, by the way.
I see this electric charge in you, and I love it. And I am taking like mental notes, because one, I deal with so many small businesses, and not that it's per se my job, but when I see an email come across, especially lately, or something, I have so many businesses, I'll say, I'll see women empowerment grant. I'll say, okay, I have 10 clients here. Go get money, go get this money. They're going to give it to somebody.
That's right.
I'm like, damn it, give it to my clients.
That's right. I agree. And that's my prayer. Every day I get up and I pray for the clients. But the second thing I would tell them to do is, you said it earlier, whatever state you're living in, just type in Google grants for women in Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay. And a list will come up. And then you look at the dates. The key though is to look at the dates. Look at the dates on that list that comes up on Google, and then go after the ones that's the newest if you can. Okay. And then just take your notes and then contact whoever the organization is, whoever the person is, and ask. Just say, how may I apply? And there will be a form there, and you just have to just follow the instructions. But one thing is for sure, if we never ask for grants, you'll never get them. You have to ask.
My grandfather had a saying, ask for your money.
That's right. Love that.
So he used to say it's, and not only that, he used to also say, it's your money, go get it.
That's right. I love it. So,
but one thing, and I think there is some truth to this, but I think there's a workaround about it. So I'll say this, that there's always people who say, I need a grant writer. There's a special way to write a grant. And so I want to balance this so we don't scare people. I think that's true for certain things. I think there is very much certain language, certain ways of saying things in a grant proposal. But I also think that there are people out there to help you. But I also have seen grant writers overwrite the need. So I do think sometimes it's that balance of, nobody knows your business better than you, but there is certain language that is important in a grant that you write.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you that on that, because I'm a grant writer, but I cannot write grants for 1 million people. It's impossible for one person to do all of that. So it's all about following the story, sharing your story, being able to articulate your story.
Mhm.
It's all about getting all that on paper. And then you could have your virtual assistant or a group of people in your organization actually write that grant.
Mhm.
So you don't really need a grant writer. What I think what a person needs is need a dedicated person or a group of people that are going to go ahead and really follow out the process. Whatever the application says, whatever the proposal says, just do all of it from start to finish. So, and then that's what I do. I empower people. So whoever works with me, I try to connect with people so that we be able to get everything out of their heads, out of their hearts on paper, so that when it's time to apply for the proposals, we'll do one or two together as a team with my team and their team. And then
Right.
after that, they will have everything they need in order to go forward and go on. But it requires someone that can write a sentence, a complete
Mhm.
sentence, and that has a love and a passion for the organization and attention to detail. So I agree with you on that.
I want to add one other thing that I've seen in writing enough grants, and that is be really clear on what you're asking for.
Right.
So I've been involved where the organization wanted to apply for a grant and they were asking for something that wasn't really going to be given to them because that's not what the grant was for.
Oh, wow.
And it was, you have to really understand the grant. And so, you know, when you're asking for money, know what you're asking for, who you're asking of it, you know. And so, you know, sometimes, and I'm really a big stickler on this, hiring an expert is worth the money. Sometimes
it depends.
right, then going it alone. And sometimes it's just, you know, having a day with you and hiring an expert to get you on that right mission path and able to do it. And you know, because I think mistakes can be made in this process. It's you know, when you're going after money, you do need, like that, like I said, you need to use the right terminology. But you need to know what you're asking for.
And another thing that we need to remember is that the missions have to align.
Mm-hmm.
They really have to align.
Right.
So someone may want to only help one population of, and it's okay.
Right.
You know, ABC Corporation may only want to give out $10 billion to this one population or this one target audience, and it's okay. So you applying for that, if you don't meet that criteria, is really a waste of time and money because
right.
you're not in line. So,
and that's what I mean. Like, you really, you know, if you have a board of governors, you need to be strong and say, like, we're not aligning. Like, let's look over here for money, you know. And I think that's always super important. You know, and I think that's where sometimes having experts in this field, or, you know, any field, also help you. Well, that's why you're the queen of grants. So let's talk for a moment about the book that I want everybody, as I said yesterday, to get on Amazon or to each of your own websites, because then you can get autographed copy. But it's great. It's a great beach reading weekend. So hopefully it's going to be hot as heck across the country. And not to sound like Al Roker from the Today Show, but that's all he has said all week. This book came together, Women of Color Who Boss Up. It is one of many books that you've been an author in. Tell me a little bit about your part of the book and how you came to be a part of it.
It's interesting because I have a podcast, and on my podcast, I guess someone must have listened to it on Tam Luck's camp, because they reached out to me and I accepted an invitation to also be on Tam Luck's podcast. And then after the podcast, we dialogued, and she was like, I have this new project coming out and I think you'd be a great fit. So that particular time, schedule didn't permit it and I couldn't do it. So I waited, and then I'm glad that I went ahead and took the schedule, you know, readjusted my schedule so I could go ahead and be a part of the book. So truthfully, that's really what happened. It was a podcast. And I'm so appreciative to Tam Luck and all the women, because all the women are like, they're really all boss people, you know?
They
Boss
are, yeah.
moms. They
They
really
are,
are.
yeah.
So that's how I did it. I just wanted to do, I believe in community, and because community is also known as family to me. So
Yeah.
I wanted to share something that was going to help other women and encourage other women. So I just told a little part of my story.
I find the book to be just energizing, and the group of you to be energizing, and I think that's what, you know, I love collaborations. I've been this past year has shown me taking my clients and putting them together and having them partner and collaborate. I'm so lucky. Even the other day, another publicist called me and said, "Hey, I can't take this work. Are you taking on new clients?" And I love that in a community, you know, and I just that referral, you know, kind of collaboration. And I just think that that's what makes the world such a kinder space. And so you know, meeting you all, the energy, just it was just so you just wanted to go on your day and share that energy. I know that my husband comes home every night and we're eating dinner. He's like, "How's your day?" And, you know, I know that was like the first thing I said. I'm like, you know, he'll say like, "Who did you talk to on Facebook today?" or whatever. And, you know, I know the first thing I said was, "I talked to this group of women." I'm like, "You guys need to do this. You guys don't talk enough to one another." And so, you know, I'm doing my man bashing, which I shouldn't do, but it's true, you know.
They don't talk as
They
much as
don't
they should.
talk. I think like somebody, it won't be me, I don't have the time, but someone needs to write a book about that. And the truth is that I see this group of women in you, and in just the few moments, the stories that you each came from, sharing together just even empowered you all more, and the growth. So I started following many of you and watch, as I like to say, selfishly stalk you throughout my day and see what you're all doing. And it empowers me, and it invigorates me. So I love it. I've told a couple of you that I want to sneak onto your little morning chat. I'm going to sneak in somehow. Is there anything we didn't cover? I want people to go to drtonyab.com and learn more about Dr. Tonya. She's out in Vegas. She's going to find you money. I mean, come on. Someone who says they're going to find your business money and grants. What are you sitting around waiting for? You should be off this Facebook and sending her an email now. That's what I'm like, what are you listening to us for? Send her an email. So
I think about, I stalk you also.
Yeah, I like that we make that word positive.
It's a self. I'm gonna use your terminology.
A selfish
stalking.
Right.
Selfish stalking. Yes, I'm gonna quote you on that one. So I stalked you also. And one of the things I noticed is that you and I do have some similarities. You have foundations that are true to your heart. So and I love that. That's one of the things that I love about you, is that, you know, and I think that's really what it's all about. Doing something in the world that's going to make somebody else feel good.
Yeah.
And support them. So, and that's why I love working with new business people, and really existing business people too, because we're able to just believe in their dreams with them and then help them. I know you know that. And then the foundation.
Well, that's my client. You know, I say that's my clients. It's not even just the foundations. It's my clients. They're my clients.
Yes.
I don't care what size they are, but they're family businesses. They're self-made. They get up in the morning, they work their butts off. It's their passion. And I love that they take me and entrust in me their message as well. Amen. you know,
Love it.
and yeah, I love what I do. I think most people know that, because I couldn't do it otherwise, and I do it all day long. But like, to go out and help these businesses find money to keep living their dream.
That's right.
You know, because, at the end of the day, you walk away and let them live their dream. And I get
Yes.
to sort of do the same. Like, I give them the message and that, and, they share with me their story and their ups and downs. It is amazing. It's fun.
It is fun.
It is fun.
Yes.
I did have a conversation with someone yesterday. I'm like, this is the one ride we've got. We better make it good.
That's right. It's going to be a great ride. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that also. I'm having the time of my life also. I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm really I would do this with or without pay. So
I can't believe you just said that, because I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, I wish in life you didn't have to get paid, like, kind of thing. Because I know. And then he always says to me, like, he's like, are you getting paid on this one? I know, but it just, whatever, makes you feel good. So
it makes me feel good. That's right. It makes me feel good.
Right.
And we gotta support each other, period. We don't have a choice. And I owe it. After all the blessings that God has given me, I owe it to share and to give. So, and I thank you so much for allowing me to be on your platform. This means the world to me.
I've told you all that it's not a one and done. So, we'll be in touch. I want you to come back. I want you to share with me what your clients are up to, how they're evolving, and any new project you have going on. I am here. I want people to know about it always.
Wow.
So it's always an open door. I know that my girlfriend, we're really talking about Las Vegas in January.
Don't come here and not call me. You have to. We have to get together. Of
course I'm gonna call you. I figure I've got to get like one of those like cheeky little maps and start putting pins in it, because this past year I've met people from so many different places. But she and I are talking about Vegas in January. She has like a show, and I keep saying, okay, I'm gonna go with you this time. So we'll have a glass of wine.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to meet you. And then we could get together and have fun, and we could do like a 30-minute spot, also live spot, so we can
I love it.
Go back and put each other's shows. I would love that.
I would love that. You have an amazing weekend. Kiss grandchildren soon.
Oh, yes.
All right. I will talk to you soon. Have a blessed week.
Same to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.